Okay.
Okay. Hi, this is DWL Consulting Group. My name is Mei Yuan Wang, and today we will giving a presentation about the business expansion location for Starbucks. Starbucks was established in 1971 at Seattle as a roaster and retailer of both ground coffee and whole bean coffee. This picture right here is the first store of the Starbucks, and this one is the first logo. Starbucks will invest in and develop in one of two countries in East Asia, which are China or Japan. Starbucks wants to open a branch in one of the countries, Japan and China of East Asia. This report examines the region and two countries that Starbucks will invest in and develop in one of two countries. This proposed report is to provide Starbucks with the necessary information so that Starbucks can access the advantages of the region and of the two countries in that region. Opening a branch in either of these two countries is very important for Starbucks because it will be Starbucks' first step when Starbucks wants to expand its business in East Asia. The industry market research and the two countries' statistics will help Starbucks assess whether which country will fit its criteria. Based on national standards and statistics, Starbucks will develop specific actions such as choosing a location, source supply coffee, distributors, franchisors, and franchisees. The question is which country Starbucks will choose for its brand expansion in the East Asia region. Japan is the third most developed economy in the world with a dynamic and highly skilled workforce. The Japanese coffee market customers are very diverse because the Japanese love to drink coffee, which has become an indispensable habit in their lives. According to Sophia Fredman, she said that you can get coffee almost anywhere in Japan. This saying that all the Japanese coffee market focus not only on one customer, but also on all those who can drink coffee. This is why large chains and coffee companies invest so much in the Japanese coffee market. A unique feature in the Japanese coffee market is the presence of vending machines throughout Japan. High school, middle-aged, and seniors can buy their favorite coffee cans from these vending machines. And China is considered the world's factory with a large force and low labor costs. China's coffee market is entering a stage of rapid development now. More and more people select coffee as a daily beverage in China. Starbucks is the largest coffee house chain worldwide. Since the first store opening in China in 1999, Starbucks expanded their business to 4,123 stores in 20 years. Instant coffee is the largest coffee consumer category in China. And finally, Starbucks will design its coffee products and flavors to match the country that Starbucks has chosen. Overall comparison about these two countries, we decided to choose Japan because Starbucks has capitalized on the increased demand of coffee in Japan. Further reasons why we choose Japan, we will have another consulting member that Tom to present for us.
Okay.
Hello everyone, my name is Adam. I will present on the next slide. On this slide, I will present about the reason why Starbucks to choose Japan. First, Japan is major global customer of roasted and ground coffee. Second, labor standards in Japan are good. And the third one, and customer is been one of favorite dream. On the next slide, here is a chart of Japanese and China roasted coffee consumption. As you can see, Japan is largest consumer of roasted and ground coffee in the world. The Japanese coffee market grew strongly until the mid 2000 when it reached more than 7 million bags and become a consuming country. The fourth largest coffee globally, with a per capita consumption of 3.5 kilograms. Japan now has an advanced coffee culture composed predominantly of Arabica and with a developed processing capacity. This process took 30 to 40 years in Japan, and China is still very much in the early stages of its coffee development. Although Japan coffee consumption has decreased in recent years, it will still be the world for the largest coffee consumer with an average of 7.8 million bags in 2018. On the next slide, this is a estimate revenue of Japan coffee segment. Coffee segment revenue is expected to reach 29,946 million dollars by 2020. The market is expected to grow by 7.7% annually from 2020 to 2025. The market logic statement will be the statement instant coffee with a market volume of 22,049 million dollars in 2020. In global comparison, most revenue will be generated in the United States, about 67,663 million dollars in 2020. In relation to, total population figure per person revenue of 236.78 will be generated in 2020. The average per capita consumption will be set at 2 kilograms in 2020. On the next slide, this is a Japan real GDP growth rate. As, as you can see, economic from April to June 2020 is forecast to decrease 26.59% year-on-year due to the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic and in the logic that lie in the fourth decade. Personal consumption, which contribute more than half of Japan's GDP, is forecast to decline by 6.9% in the first quarter in comparison. Capital expenditure is estimated to decline by 4.57% from January to March in 2020. Also, export and import of goods and services in the second quarter are forecast to decrease by 18.52% and 1.35%. Economic experts also forecast that Japan's GDP will recover significantly in the third quarter of 2020 with an average growth rate of 30.26%, while GDP in the fourth quarter of 2020 is expected to increase by 4.71%. Ruby Blue will be present on the third one, and customer is mean one of favorite green on the next slide.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ruby Liu from DWL Consulting Group. And next, I will talk about the third reason. The third reason I will talk about the customer in Japan. One of the favorite drinking of Japanese is coffee. From the graph, we can find that the coffee consumption in Japan ranks fourth in the world. With the strength of the brand and the momentum in Japan, Starbucks could maintain a leadership position and achieve profitable growth for the long term. You can find a coffee shop at almost every corner in Japan. Not only is the Japanese coffee throughout every corner of Japan, but it also can be extremely creative. And this picture is one of the creative of the coffee shop in Japan. According to research, more than a few Japanese consumers are choosing Starbucks over the other coffee shops. Starbucks could expand new stores in the coming years. Next, I will talk about the coffee culture in Japan. Japanese coffee culture has developed very uniquely. The contrast and incorporation of modern and traditional are everywhere. From the traditional coffee house Kisaden to the specialty coffee shops. Japan's bright and imaginative coffee culture is flourishing. This picture is the traditional coffee house Kisaden. The older generation often visit Kisaden, and the majority of youngsters is often go to the specialty of coffee shops. And this picture is specialty coffee shops, Only-Bus Coffee. It is a special coffee shop known as craftsmanship and quality coffee. The concept of the third wave of coffee is trendy in Japan recently. And this picture is the third wave of coffee shop. The idea of the third wave of coffee means to produce high quality coffee and consider coffee as an artisan beverage. Auckland-based Blue Bottom Coffee make huge waves by the third wave of coffee in Japan. Starbucks can expand the business and follow forward with the opportunity. Experts at manual brewing technique think Japanese coffee making has had a far-reaching effect on the modern coffee movement. Today, the presentation talks about the 3 points. First, Japan is the largest consumer of roasted and ground coffee. Second, Japan has a stable dynamic workforce. Third, Japan has an exciting and vibrant coffee culture. We recommend Japan as the business expansion location for the Starbucks. Japanese coffee shows the extraordinary care taken at each stage of the process, from bean selection to the level of roast and grind, and finally, the technical and skill of maker. Starbucks will accelerate its sales and profit growth in Japan. Thank you.